Oh, welcome to the podcast. The Jerry is out again today. He'll be back tomorrow. So I have the Eddie Schizzeri with me. Good morning, Eddie.
Hello, podcast and YouTube people. By the way, is my camera okay or not?
It's a little off center. You slide there you go.
Alrighty.
Pretty good. Yesterday, I had asked for some questions for you, and
Mm-hmm.
I did it late in the show, in the actual broadcast, so I didn't get a ton until I went back and looked today. So I had a couple here I'd like to go through with you, Eddie. These are questions from Twitter to you.
Alrighty.
This comes from Joey Amazing. Why does Eddie stay off of everything, namely Instagram and X? Does he feel fans are lunatics? LOL.
No, it's not that. I just have legitimately zero interest in it. It doesn't do anything for me, and so that's why I just don't care.
But there are some, like, you do go to particular websites,
Yes.
and things like that are also on Twitter and Instagram. Like, if there's certain topics you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
I think you can limit. Listen, once you get started, and it kind of snowballs
Mm-hmm.
into seeing things you're not interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some of your interests that you're looking on individual websites. You might be able to find good, better stuff there. You ever think about that?
Well, I would say that anything that's really big and important and meaningful, it's going to be on those websites. It's going to filter down. It might be on those other places first, but what are we talking? A matter of hours.
And you're talking
And
about like scientific websites that you like to go to.
yeah, and these articles that I'm reading, they're sort of in depth and they have graphs and maps and that sort of thing. So it's a more complete picture than what you would get on an Instagram reel.
And what are some of those websites you enjoy?
Oh, Live Science is one for sure.
They update daily.
Yes, and The Conversation is another one, and sometimes there are things that are on one that'll go to the other. They sort of cross over. I don't think they're related, but Space.com, which is part of this Live Science, that's another one. And also, if I'm interested in a particular subject or topic or whatever, I'll go to Wikipedia and
You'll
then
Google it.
I'll Google it, Wikipedia, and then from Wikipedia, then so they will often have links in the bottom to source websites. So,
I know for a lot of us, it feels like if we got off social media,
mhm.
we would miss out on some things. So, how did you even find these websites to begin with?
Probably just by Googling, say, "Hey, I'm interested in this," oh, this is a pretty consistent website, and they update things, and they have new stories every day about. I'm very interested in human evolution and archaeology, and when was like the first time that what humans went to all the different continents and all that stuff that interests me. And Pleistocene megafauna, as Geo likes to make fun of me, like just ancient geological history and the history of life on the planet, and then stuff about exploration of space and all the discoveries by the James Webb telescope that are being made. That stuff fascinates me. And again, I don't really feel I need to be on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or any of the other things to get that.
Yeah, there's so many times there's a guest on Joe Rogan about these types of topics that I think you would find
Hmm.
interesting. But
Yeah.
you're not a big podcast guy. You like your books on tape.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I always would think, oh, Eddie would like this guy.
Yeah. And yeah, but I will sometimes watch on some of these websites. They'll have scientists doing videos, and then from that, if I'm interested, I'll look on YouTube to see if they've done stuff on that, which often or most of the time they have.
Right.
But to really answer the question again is that I don't care,
Hmm.
and I just don't feel the need to get involved with that.
To get in the mix.
Yeah, and
All right.
especially from everything people say about Twitter, it's 90% of it is, like a cesspool
It is.
of hate,
Hmm.
so who needs that?
Yeah, and they all of the platforms that this guy was asking why you're not on them, they all end up giving you things to see that you didn't ask,
Mhm,
and they make it harder and harder to see the stuff you are interested in seeing
mhm.
because they want you on there longer. They want you now. Sometimes they do give me something that I was like, you know what, this is an interesting person I would like to follow. But and Joe Rogan has talked about this about getting off of the social media, but it gives you just enough where you go, boy, I wouldn't have found out about this if not for Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, but you might have if you just did other
Yeah, but it's just
research.
that, and even though you go through a bunch of trash to get to the good thing, you go, but I maybe wouldn't have found this good thing.
Mhm.
So let me weed through more tons and tons of trash to get to
Right.
the good stuff.
But, like, the good thing that you're well, in your case, it's different because maybe because of the way you like to eat and find out about different ingredients and all, so there would be maybe something of true value for you, but I don't know. I think if you look hard enough in the traditional web,
Yeah,
or traditional, social media not social media, but just the traditional
just
way of
researching.
yes,
Yeah.
you can find stuff, and it just yeah, I never had a desire, and thankfully, the company never forced me to get on and have an account.
Yeah, like I have no interest to go on TikTok. And I feel like at this point for me, anything new that came up, I initially in my head, I don't think I would want to go
Mhm,
to that. I'm like, this is good enough. Twitter, Instagram, I'm good. YouTube.
mhm,
But anything else, I feel like that's enough.
and do you think that those little good things that you found, are they that meaningful to you? Are they about the ingredients, or is it just something that's good for the show, or just something really
Yeah,
funny?
what's funny is the food ingredients I actually initially found from YouTube
Yeah,
because I searched on YouTube for this information.
mhm,
I used YouTube as a search engine, as many people do, more so than the social media.
and
So yeah, I would have found them without it.
would, Reddit be considered a social media
I think
platform
it
or not?
is.
Okay.
I don't get involved in Reddit just because it seems too. It just seems like a new thing, which I'm not interested
Yeah,
in.
well, I think it's a or that type of thing has been around for a while, but
Yeah,
anything with like a topic and then a bunch of
like
posts.
message
Yeah,
boards.
message board, right.
Yeah,
I've I've never found it easy to read.
I agree.
And so that like, I'm not interested in that at all just because it's like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
It's a post and then a it's like
and then
I
an advertised post, and
yeah, I just don't yeah, no patience for that
because
end,
you're
and,
right, it comes up if you Google something, a Reddit post on it will come up a lot of
usually
times.
within the first 5 searches.
Yeah,
Well, depending, Pleistocene megafauna, not so much, but anything else that is topical,
yeah.
probably.
This comes from Frank. Will Eddie be getting more risque with the drops now that he's getting closer to the end?
Well, I
Will
mean,
he start ramping it up? Mhm.
as, your reaction and Jerry's reaction and Gio's reaction throughout the years, I don't know how much more I could do.
Correct.
So I'm gonna probably say I'll just do what I've always done,
Yeah.
which is skating that line, perhaps sometimes getting a toe over it.
Oh, yeah.
But so no, I don't. I'm not looking to set the house on fire as I walk out the door.
Good luck, boys.
Yeah.
Woo! Here's Patrick. This is a great question from Patrick, and one I'm curious about myself. How does Eddie organize his vast T-shirt collection?
Oh,
If
well,
we to let the audience know, you wear a different T-shirt every day of the year. You
yes,
do not repeat a T-shirt in a calendar year.
that is correct, and that's been the case for oh gosh, many years now. So it's very simple. You have a stack of them T-shirts in a dresser or bureau, whatever you want to call it. Um, and when you wear one, it goes into the hamper, the dirty pile, whatever. And then when they come out of the wash, you put them at the bottom of that stack.
Yeah.
And I have this one dresser has well over 100 T-shirts in it. And there are T-shirts that, because of weight gain, that I sort of have temporarily retired with the hope that maybe I could fit into them again one day. And there's others that just have gotten, although I do have some T-shirts that are from the early 90s, a lot of other ones uh, have, they don't hold up as well. So, they get permanently retired or whatever, given away, what have you.
And do you go through that, or does it when a T-shirt comes back around and it looks kind of out of shape? You're like,
Correct.
this is out.
Yeah. Or I'll be like wearing it and I'm like, oh, this is the last time for this one. The collar's all messed up or whatever. And then there are others that there's some that are in that bad condition that I have a sentimental attachment to for stupid reasons, of course. Uh, and then the long sleeve t-shirts that I wear usually during the colder months, those are in the closet on hangers. And that's another simple thing where you just put it whatever, it's an easy way to do that.
And what does your wife think of this?
That's borderline insane or OCD or what have you.
Now, when you get a new T-shirt into the house, does she say, "Okay, now let's remove a T-shirt"?
She does, and I had a fairly big purge over the holidays I went through.
Over these
And
past holidays?
yeah, I probably have put in the donation bin. Um, I would say close to 100 T-shirts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, during the month of November, you generally wear a different Hungerthon
Yes,
T-shirt.
because I have Hungerthon T-shirts going back to 2003.
Wow. So you have 22 days worth
Yeah,
of Hungerthon, so you
yeah.
could do the full month.
Now, sadly, I don't really know why we stopped. I think last year, no, I'm sorry, in 24, we didn't do the Hungerthon day.
And we didn't get Hungerthon
And
T-shirts.
right, we're I don't know, not involved with it
Yeah.
anymore. I know that was a very big Mark Chernoff thing, and Spike continued it, but it really has stopped, sadly. So I think the last shirt I had was a 23, and yeah, the 24 and 25 I never got. So I went through all of those, and I saved the oldest one, the newest one, and I think one other. But then, that was like 20 shirts right there.
Oh, so, because you won't be here anymore in
Yeah.
November.
And I did it to sort of, in my very small way to just, increase awareness if somebody would look at it to, support the cause.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah. But now, to be fair, I do repeat the merino jersey during the football season,
Yes.
but that's over. So,
Is there anything else we haven't picked up on? Like, we picked up on the Hungerthon shirts in November. Is there any other themed thing that you do, like a Met shirt in, when spring training
yeah,
starts?
sometimes I'll do that, but not recently. I used to wear my old Tom Seaver jersey like on opening day, but it's actually it's like one of those like authentic-y ones, and it's
Yeah.
scratchy
Yeah, it's not
material.
comfortable.
And I have to then wear a shirt under it. It was like, yeah, 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 I'm enough with that.
Then one of the other ones we all look forward to, if you're not a Yankee fan, is Yankee Elimination Day
Yes.
T-shirt when the Yankees officially are eliminated from the playoffs.
And I was very happy to get to wear it one last time.
How many of those do you have? Is it
2.
you have 2 of
I have a
those?
long sleeve and a short sleeve, depending on the weather.
And do you ever like when so like is tomorrow's shirt already predetermined, or will you eyeball the next few in the pile and pick from there, like depending on your feeling of the day?
Well, everything is predetermined. That's one of my core philosophies, that there is no free will
Mhm.
and that we have to, you know, everything evolves exactly how it must. But now, having said that, so yes, it is predetermined in that sense. But it's either the next shirt down or the next one in the closet if it's a longer sleeve one. But there are times when something will happen or there's some particular tie into a shirt for whatever reason, and I would, bump one up to use it. I
It
wouldn't
gets a bumped
repeat,
up.
but I would.
Okay.
And there are other times when rare when I'm just really not feeling it, as you say, or if I'm like, "Huh, this really doesn't fit anymore," that sort of thing. But other than that, no.
Okay.
I briefly, I think, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, had like I wore all my like really geeky science fiction or fantasy shirts all in 1 week, but I was like, I got tired of that.
Okay, that's good. All right, good to know. Let's see what else I got. This is Sean. Sean, I know from a pizza restaurant I go to
Okay,
down the Jersey Shore. It's called Mazzuto's.
is that the one we went to? I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Sean makes the pies that go
Mm-hmm.
into the brick oven.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Can we get a definitive Eddie Tree interns that went on to do great things?"
Wow. Well, Uh, I'd really have to go through it and think, but Jerry Recco was an intern of mine. The dearly departed Salicata was an intern of mine. Greg Giannotti was an intern. Sean Marash, intern. Tommy Lugauer, intern.
Wow.
And these are just the current on air staff. And then there's most of the current behind the scenes staff are also my former interns, people that the audience maybe wouldn't know, but Connor Green and Paulie Rosenberg, and throughout the years, there's been many people who have. Mark Malusis was an intern.
Could I throw a couple names that people may think were your intern that
Hmm.
weren't, or maybe they were? Kevin Burkhart worked here. Was he
No, he
an
wasn't
intern?
an intern. He was working at 880.
Oh, okay.
Under his real name, Kevin Burkhardt. And then he sent a tape to Eric Spitz, our former assistant program director, and started doing updates and went under the name of Kevin Wayne because for whatever reason the company didn't want him using the same name. It was silly.
Back then they did that though.
Right. And then I that's why I said to him that, if you're gonna make up a name, just why don't you go with like Genghis Khan or something? So in my cell phone, he is listed under Genghis. Yeah. So
And the guys, broadcasted a
yeah,
Super
but
Bowl.
no, he was not an intern.
Okay. Ian Eagle. He worked here.
He was an intern the year, but actually the summer I started in the fall of 89 as an intern. Ein was a summer 1988 intern.
Oh,
He
okay.
was a Syracuse guy. So, yes, he was an intern, not one that I brought on.
And Craig Carton was an intern, he
Also
likes to
before me.
say,
Mhm.
before your time as well.
Correct.
Okay.
I think he might have been maybe even the semester before me, maybe summer of 89. I'm not exactly sure.
Wow. That's a good tree.
Yeah, but those guys aren't mine, but there are, and I'd have to go through the list. There's so many that
What about Marash? Was he one of yours?
yes.
Marash.
Mhm.
Evan was not an intern?
No, Evan was sort of this child prodigy. He was the child actor,
Mhm.
and he came on the Imus show as a kid and did like updates or something. I forget.
Yeah, I think
And
his family recorded him doing an update and sent it to
mhm,
Imus, if I recall,
something
something
like
like
that.
that, and Imus liked that.
Yeah, but he's been in movies. He was in Private Parts
Mhm.
and some other weird sort of fantasy movie
Yeah, he was
that's
dancing,
yes,
on, like, a front lawn of some
it was
sort.
creepy,
Yeah, it
but
was a weird one.
yeah. But then I believe, did not go to college, went from right from high school and got a job at XM.
Yes.
If you remember, Sirius and XM were separate and launched sort of right around the same time. And he was working, I think, full time down in Washington, which
Yeah,
is
he
where
was.
XM was based.
Yes.
And then started doing fill-in overnights for us, and that's you know in the mid 90s maybe, or maybe that's a little early, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. I forget exactly how old he is. It all
Yeah.
kind of blurs together. But no, he was not an intern.
Yeah, I remember I'm trying to think what channel he was on when he
And
was
did he do sports or just talk
no, I
or
think it was I actually think, and I may be incorrect here, that I think he was on Maxim Radio, which was
that
Maxim Magazine
yes, that
had
sounds
a
familiar.
XM channel when it first launched
Mhm.
or something like that.
And being a Howard devotee, he
Yes.
could he knew what to do.
Yeah, that would be perfect for him.
Yeah.
And the only other one, this one isn't specifically to you, but it's to someone someone who's worked in the radio business. This comes from Ruben Rodriguez. He wants to know, does the station track how many calls each host gets? And is this metric used in evaluating?
Hmm. No and no. But it could be done, I believe, but in our system, and also obviously you can go back and listen, but this is not these are the calls that we take on the air and actually
Right.
get punched in. In terms of like the calls coming in, there probably is a way to track that, but it would be skewed by someone who calls the Boomer and Geo show starting at 6 a.m. and doesn't stop calling until 10 a.m. But you never pick them up, but yet they've
Correct.
logged 56 calls in that time or more,
Yeah.
which we've seen sadly.
Yeah, we can see on our computer when somebody calls in. It's not true caller ID. If you've
No.
never registered a name with us when you went on the air, it just shows a phone number.
Yes, but I think from cell phones, sometimes it will populate the name,
Yeah,
so
sometimes.
even if it's a newer caller.
Yeah.
And also if you look, not that this is inside radio, but sometimes it'll come up on the actual phone instrument
Yes.
and not on the screener
The
software.
screen, right? That's correct. You're right. It does not come up on the screen or software,
Right.
but sometimes on the thing. But there's a man who we like when he calls. We never pick up, but he calls the contest lines all the time. In fact, he calls when there's no contests,
Yes.
and he is. I'm keeping my eye on this because he's about 120 calls away from 20,000 phone
Wow.
calls.
I thought it reset at 10.
No, he's got 19
Wow.
19,800 something right now.
Yeah, that they
So,
we
I'm gonna
remember we
watch that the same way you would watch your odometer hit
mhm, mhm.
200,000 miles or something.
And does he sometimes win the tickets?
He has one, sure.
Mhm,
It has paid off,
mhm.
no doubt about it. Because I actually do take caller number 7.
Yeah, of course you do.
I go caller number 1, caller number 2, call and it is amazing how many people win a lot. Because
Yeah,
statistically, just think of what are the chances? I am taking caller number 7. I'm not taking caller 1 where you could try to figure out how to be the first guy.
but there's some software some of them have where you'll look on the contest lines and, I think are there 3 or
3.
more? But we've seen it where the one number is calling the 3 lines. I don't know
Yeah,
how that's
you're
possible.
right. Yeah, that's gotta be some sort of tricky
And
software.
there's a term, and not necessarily that nice term that we have for those people who win a lot of contests. I'm sure
Yeah.
our radio guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting because, people always will say to me if you meet people out, to be like, "Those guys that call all the time, they have a special number."
No,
They do not. They
no.
just are consistent
Yes, and
and
persistent.
boom, consistent and persistent.
Mhm.
All right, Eddie, let's do the warm-up program. I did that with CeeLo this morning. Now,
All right.
tomorrow, Jerry Recco
He's back.
returns on a Thursday. So we'll see Jerry tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Mhm.
Until then,
See you.